Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahawashi, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. You know, it's in the gospel of our lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahawashi, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit, dealing with fear. As you know, we got a new punching bag on the scene. Which you don't even begin to talk about this guy, but Jeremiah ben Yehuda, some Yiddish Israelite out here in Kansas City, and we're gonna do a response to the video probably later on today. But this is just dealing with fear because apparently the guy's afraid. Okay, he's acting like an emotional female, condemning brothers for going out there speaking the word, and really he just have something against camps. But regardless of that, you know, that's for a lot of time. Lord's will, we get into that later on. We're going to kind of go into the video and dissect it and pretty much bring out the scriptures where he's going off at to edify, because a lot of people are they're gonna become disingenuous. They're going to lose faith behind the statement that guy is making, because a lot of men, they despise the camps. And the fact that brother from IUIC got shot out there teaching, or whatever happened, we don't really know what happened for that to go down to make a judgment on it. But regardless, people can become disenchanted from that, and then you got these niggas spewing all this camp hatred, you know what I'm saying? So it has to be dealt with. And by being in Kansas City, it wouldn't be right for us to not do a response on it. So, and we've had run-ins with those guys in the past. You know, little cohorts of that community used to hop on my comment board and scoff. And one of the guys came up to the camp a while ago, you know, because he didn't believe that the UFOs was chariots. And we pretty much broke down the scriptures and sent them up the street. But them guys are jokes, man. The Lord is not dealing with any of them. But regardless of it, he's pushing, have a fearful spirit. And the Lord told us to be courageous. Okay, just like when Joshua and Caleb was to go and lead the children of Israel to the promised land. He told us to be rather courageous, man. Okay, because when you're going to war, you have to understand this is a spiritual war that we're fighting. Okay, and when you go into war, you have to have a courageous spirit, because if not, you can get the rest of the people killed. Like during the time of Gideon, I believe it was like 20,000 men, but the Lord chose 300. He said, those of you pretty much that's fickle and that's not fit for the battle, man, just stay back. And the Lord, you only need a small few, because believe it or not, it's more people that's not doing the work and standing up for the word of the Lord than there is. So this is like the story of Gideon all over again, when the Lord just needed 300 men to do what he had to do. You see? And when you look at the brothers on the highways and the hedges and the camps compared to the rest of these Israelites, I know they're Israelites, but they sitting back with their hands in their pocket, not doing shit. They outnumber us 10-1. Okay, because that Yah community, they have thousands of followers alone just on Facebook. You see? So, understanding what you're part of. But anyway, this is the first scripture here. This is the book of let's start at verses the whole chapter is good, but let's start at verses 1. It says, and Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel, and said unto them, I am 120 years old this day, and I can no more go out and come in. Also Yahweh said unto me, thou should not go over this Jordan, for Yahweh thy power, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them. And Joshua, he should go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And the Lord should do unto them as he did unto Shohan, into Og, the king of the Amorites, right? If you know the history of that. It says, and unto the land of them whom he destroyed. And Yahweh should give them up before your face, that ye may do it to them according to all the commandments I have commanded you. Okay, because remember, we had to take the land. But it says, be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For Yahweh thy power, he that does go with thee, and he will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Okay, so you have to believe that the Lord is with you in everything you do. And yeah, you're gonna have some things that's gonna be, you're gonna be timid. Of course, we're men. We're in the flesh. So fear comes along with being in the flesh. Of course, that's natural. Okay, every man of the Lord to some degree experience some type of fear, some type of dread doing the work. Why do you think when the Most High told Jeremiah, when Jeremiah was like, look, I'm a kid, I can't speak. The Lord told him, like, look, man, say now that I'm not a child, but I'm going to put in your mouth to speak these words into the children of Israel. Okay? And when you understand that the Lord deals like that, who can be against it? Okay? Same thing with Yahawashi. You think Yahawashi didn't experience dread before he was going on the cross? When he went into the Garden of Gethsemane to pray, he said, Father, let this, said he was very sorrowful unto death. Okay, of course he had he had all types of emotions going through his mind before he was to take on the sins of Israel. So it's a common thing to have some type of fear, you see. But with Yahawashi, we conquer those fears. Hey, trust me, I never thought that I would be doing this, at least not as a head of a camp. And I'm not saying that to big myself up, because trust me, it ain't all caked up as you people think. You know what I'm saying? It's a good lot. It's a very heavy lot to be in, especially when you're still learning on what to do and what not to do. It's an ever-growing process, man. But being a camp head ain't caked up to to what y'all think it is. You think because you're the leader, you call shots. As much as you lead, you got to serve the men, and you have to lead them into battle, man. You have to make certain judgment calls. Like last week, this is just a small example. It's not heavy by far. But, you know, our camp, my camp in particular, you know, we was one of the, kind of like a younger camp. We've always had very few brothers. I probably had in the most of my camp, probably like 6 brothers, 7 brothers. You know, the Lord gives us a portion because brothers, they're coming to the camp, you know, for some time. And, you know, a lot of them come from out of town because, believe it or not, nobody in my camp is actually from Kansas City but one brother. And even then, that brother that's from here, he wasn't really raised here like that. So a lot of people come and go through Kansas City. They come and they go for whatever job or business. So we had a lot of those guys that come to the camp, and then they end up, you know, the job end up sending them elsewhere, and they go to different states, and they part of those camps now. We've had that with like 2 or 3 brothers. So that's why you see that the numbers change a lot. And the numbers kind of change a lot versus, you know, the one brother that was put out, I want to say like 3 years ago, you know, due to certain instances that occurred, but nonetheless, he's still out there teaching, you see. But regardless of that, you know, it's not as caked up as you think, because when I realized I moved to Kansas City, I'm like, well, shit, either this is gonna make me or break me. You know what I'm saying? It's either gonna make me or break me, because it's like when you first come into this understanding in this faith, you're not really sure about what it is. You know, you see the apostles, you see the brothers, and, you know, you learn to teach. But I didn't know if I was going to still be in the truth when I came out here, but I had feeling that the Lord was going to use me for something. But I wasn't really rushing the ordeal, because in my spirit, I wasn't ready. But the Spirit came to me and told me, like, look, bro, you're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to make your move and do what you got to do. And it was to the point I was driving around every week trying to scope pay out particular camp spots to see where I wanted to go and teach. And I was dealing with this one guy, which he wasn't really right at all. You know what I'm saying? Nor was he never in the faith, but I met him when I first moved down here. And, you know, I used to go to his house and break bread with him, and, you know what I'm saying, and try to build him up and stuff like that. But his mind wasn't really right. So, you know, the Spirit didn't allow that to go out, because I was just eager to go out and have somebody with me. But he never ended up going out with me because he was never really in the faith. You see what I'm saying? Then I met up with another brother, and me and him was dealing for a while, doing the work. You know, we still close to this day. But, you know, went out there and X, Y, and Z, and we departed. Then, you know, I had to continue to teach alone until the Lord sent me fruit, you see. But I was afraid to go out there, to the point I was like, man, I don't know if this is for me. I don't want to go and deal with those people, because you know how dealing with niggas is. So, yeah, it is a sudden sense of dread that come upon you when you have to do the work, because once you in it, you in it. You know, you got all types of thoughts, man. What if I fall out? What if I get weak? A bunch of what ifs. We all have that. But overall, if you got faith and the Lord is with you, then you like, fuck it, you gonna keep going. That's why it says, be of strong and good courage, and fear not, nor be afraid of them. For Yahweh thy power, for is it he that doth go with them, and will not fail thee nor forsake thee. So you Israelites out there, man, that know the scriptures, like I see it all the time, brothers on comment boards, they post precepts. on point with it. And I look at these guys, I'm like, you guys are able to teach, and I question some of them like, okay, do you have any type of infirmities? Are you in a wheelchair? Can you walk? Can you speak? And some of the brothers seem to be whole. For whatever reason, they just feel like going out on the streets isn't a lot to be a prophet. Well, if it ain't your lot to be a prophet, then you shouldn't be quoting scriptures. All right? Because that's what the prophets do. The prophets, they quote scriptures, they bring out the scriptures, and they build and they edify. So if you figure that your lot is not to be on the highways and the byways, then you got to find your particular purpose, and you got to stop trying to be a Facebook prophet or IG, whatever prophet, TikTok prophet, comment board prophet, man. If you know the scriptures and the precepts and you watch the apostles consistently and you took notes, I have no doubt in my mind that you brothers can go out there and teach the basic minimum, man. And that was told to me by an elder brother, man. You know what I'm saying? That in fact, when I came into the truth, I was studying under them. When I came in through GMS Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The elder brother Uriah told me, he said, look, he said the reason why the Most High is fucking your ass up because he said, nigga, you ain't going out like you're supposed to. I'm like, well, I ain't ready. He said, I bet you without a doubt you can go out there and teach the basic minimum. And he was absolutely right about that because I was studying every single day. Didn't even touch a woman for months. I was just in the crib studying at work, watching videos all day. And the spirit kept saying, look, you ready, man. Just stop being a bitch. And sooner or later, the Lord, he had to damn near burn my kitchen down. And I went through some shit, man, and went through some things, man, in life. But, the Lord did what he did to get my feet wet, and it all paid off. Because that 1 year I lost damn near everything. I lost damn near my crib. I lost my car. You know what I'm saying? I could have lost my fucking life, man. And later on that year, man, I want to say roughly 4 or 5 months down the line, the Lord restored everything. Like he gave me everything back and then some. You see, because I was just like, it ain't working. I'm finna go back to Chicago. The Lord said, nah, buddy. You ain't going back there. Because the day I was set to move back, and it was so spiritual because all the doors of me to go back to Chicago was closed. Like, trust me, I didn't try to go back. And the Lord like, nah, nigga, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna be here. And I was supposed to go back the next day. That's when the Lord sent that ice storm and pretty much stop it. The Lord pretty much just iced out the Midwest. So I wasn't going nowhere for a while. So that told me right there, the Lord was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with that shit. You need to be here and do what the fuck I sent you down here to do. So and here we are. Okay. Has it been an easy battle? Fuck no. Has it been frustrating? Yes, very. But it's all worth it in the end. Okay. But it says, and Moses called unto Joshua and said it to him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, man. So you just have to have faith, man. With a little bit of faith, like the Lord gave the parable, with a little bit of faith as a mustard seed, you can move mountains, man. It says, cast ye yonder into the sea and then it'll be moved. So you have to believe that. Have some type of faith in what you're a part of, man. Especially if you're representing the Lord. You represent Yahawashi, sincerity. You think he's going to let you go out and look stupid? No, man. The Lord going to take care of us. And every week, it's been an addiction going out to those highways and hedges, man, doing the shows. Do we feel like it all the time? No. But we're compelled. This is our conviction. And it's like it's a righteous possession. You know what I'm saying? Because times do you feel like speaking on the streets? No. We in his flesh. No, you get tired. You're like, fuck, I got to deal with these niggas again. But hey, we love to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Okay, we make fun of it, because it's not a light thing. We go out there, we joke, we have our fun, at the camp. We know we get our food, some shakar. We make the best out of it, man, because being a prophet is not an easy job. It was never meant to be easy. That's why it says, and the Lord said that it is he that goeth before thee, and he will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, nor be dismayed. Okay? So you can't fear, man. You can't fear what the hell these niggas. The Lord told us, man. He told us in Ezekiel not to be afraid of their face, man, though they be a rebellious people. So this guy, Jeremiah ben Yehuda, whatever the hell this guy's name is, this guy, he's fearful, man, because the Spirit of the Lord is not on him. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with that guy at all, man, all right? And he knows that. Okay, but he has a hatred for the camps because for the simple fact, he wants to be the top dog. But the Lord ain't set you up for that, buddy. You got to go out here and get your feet wet and get your stripes lashed upon you like every other brother had to, man. Think about them brothers that started in the bigger cities. Think about the brothers that started the Chicago camp. Think about when the elder brother Mawaltazak in LA went out there alone doing the work, man. You think that was easy? So hell nah, man. And LA is that camp is damn near as big as Chicago. That's a big camp in a fucked up city. LA is a fucked up city, man. And that brother went out there and did the work. Now look at it, it's grown. You know what I'm saying? I believe, through the Spirit, the Lord grows the camps by demographics. It's a little weird here in Kansas City because this is a very weird spot. Missouri is a very slow spot, period. Like if you look at the Missouri camps in general, and this is no shade to any brother here because I'm in Missouri. But even among the Jeff City brothers, and those brothers have the righteous excuse because Jeff City, even though it's the capital, it ain't too many Jakes down there. So Qua Yashar may just be there just to condemn that place. Then you got the St. Louis brothers. St. Louis camp grows. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that camp grow to 7, 8, 9 brothers. And then I've seen it go all the way down to 2 brothers. 2, 3 brothers. And they build up. They kind of go through the same thing we go through. But most of those brothers are from St. Louis, so they understand the area. Us, we're not from Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? So that says a big lot as to why people are like, well, why y'all ain't got a 20-man camp? Well, shit, we may. And on top of that, I don't think I can deal with 20, bro. I mean, I don't feel that's my lot to supervise 20 brothers. We'll set up captains and leaders, yeah. But the Lord, it says, too much is given, too much is required. You see what I'm saying? We have 6, 7 brothers here at the most with a lot of people that watches us. And because, like I said, we're not from here. Okay, now, I'm not saying that the camp won't grow. I believe it will grow. You know what I'm saying? I can foresee 4 or 5 more brothers coming into the camp. But even then, that's just through time. But who knows? It may just be us 4, and I'm cool with that. But Kansas City is a big, big city. And you would think you would have more prophets out here, but it's a lot of false prophets out here. Like the brother Taz, he was like, man, I don't get it. He said, we're a very edifying camp. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I just feel like we should have more people. I said, well, you can't really say that, brother, because you don't know what the Lord has in store for this place. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, the camp has to grow. I mean, if the camp grows, we have to grow as individuals too. We have to get more mature and see more things in the spirit so we can be able to deal with those numbers, man. Because the Lord ain't going to allow you to go beyond a limit that you ain't going to go beyond either. But I didn't look at it that way as the fact brothers are not maturing. This is just a very unique and a diverse city. And the fact we're not from here and our spirits are different. So a lot of times people from Kansas City don't receive people outside of Kansas City. And that's what I've learned being here in this city. If you're not from this city, you will be treated like an outsider, and they don't fuck with nobody but they own. And that's because, for one thing, these people, they're very closed-minded. And I said that when I first moved here. You see what I'm saying? They're very closed-minded and they're very stuck on themselves because a lot of people don't really come here like that, though this is a big-ass city. But hey, like I said, hey, I'm cool with us 4, us 5, And it's really, really 5 brothers in the camp, But, the other brother, he's kind of, dealing with some things now. So, he's getting himself right. But nonetheless, he's still in the camp, in case brothers haven't really seen him. But he's still down in the faith, man. But anyway, this is Psalms 34:5. It says, I sought Yahweh and he heard me and deliver me from all my fears. Okay, that word fear. Now let's look up the word fear. All right, fear. And it goes into fear or terror. Okay, now when you look up fear, get a more definitive definition. It says fear is an intensely unpleasant emotion in response to perceiving or recognizing a danger or threat. That guy, man, he's terrified. Okay, he's making it seem like the camps are the big problem, but the fact he don't want to go out there because he's too comfortable. He wants to stay behind a fucking computer and get all these followers like he's somebody deep, but you ain't proved yourself, man. All right, you ain't proved yourself to Yahawashi. You ain't even proved to yourself that you can do it. You so hell-bent on talking so much shit about the camps, then once you go out there and show us how it's done, and it ain't on Facebook, all right, because I ran across a lot of reprobates online back in the day, man. When I was young, me and the brother Zion from Boston, We used to be on Facebook fucking debate niggas all day, every day. I mean, to the point, man, we got fucking books rewritten, just chopping niggas up. And this is when we were young, man. You know, we young, we was full of fire and vigor. You know what I'm saying? We'll curse you out. It was crazy, man. But we used to be on that motherfucker cutting people up all day, and ain't nobody woke up from that shit, bro. So it's just like, it's pointless. And on top of that, Facebook, though it's World Wide Web, your Facebook community is really predicated on your jurisdiction. Okay, you have certain communities, like you may have a Facebook community of 20,000 Israelites. That's just 20,000 brothers or sisters. You ain't really reaching the whole demographic of the world. You're not fulfilling the prophecy that Yahawashi said in Matthew 24, when his gospel should be preached as a witness unto all the world, then the end shall come. You can't do that by Facebook. That's why we upload our videos to YouTube, because it's the World Wide Web. You see what I'm saying? www, the World Wide Web. Okay? And we go out there to the highways because we have made a spectacle into these people, man. You see? But it says terror, phobia, fright, fearfulness, horror, alarm, panic, agitation, trepidation, dread, consternation, dismay, distress, anxiety, worry, angst, uneasiness, apprehension, apprehensiveness, nervousness, nerves, timidity, disquietude, discomposure, probation. Okay, you get the point. Fear. Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, man. All right, and it says that Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests. Oops, Salakia, wrong precept. And it says, and he looked into him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. It says, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. And the angel of the Lord encamped round about that fear him and delivered them. So, hey, man, if you fear Yahawashi, you have nothing to worry about, man. Okay, not one time have we been confounded on those streets. Not one time have we been harmed. Now, yeah, we've been in a threat of danger. We almost got into scuffles. People didn't threaten us. You know what I'm saying? People didn't screamed and did all types of shit. But ultimately, we all made it home in one piece. You see what I'm saying? Because it's through faith, man. And on top of that, just going out there and being in the right spirit. Okay? And doing what you're supposed to do. The Lord is going to protect you. And if it's his will that you get put down on the highways, then that was the Lord's will. Okay? Doesn't make what we're doing wrong. But you guys, oh, man, y'all just doing, yo, man, we told you brothers, man, shut up, man. Because you can go to a liquor store and get gunned down, or the fucking weed dealers you deal with, you get fucking gunned down by one of them guys from an unpaid debt you had from 10 years ago from not paying the nigga his weed money, man. All right. Psalms 23 and 4. And there's so many scriptures we can go into regarding fear. I got two more precepts I'm going to bring it out, and I'm kind of reading here. This is the book of Psalms 23 and 4. We all know this pretty well, King David. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. All right. Psalms 23, and I'm going to start at verses 4. It says, yeah, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I will fear no evil. Okay, the shadow of death, this valley, this is America, man. The Lord said, David said, I will fear no evil, because it's evil all amongst us. Sure, people want to gun us down on the highways. Yeah. People feel some type of way about the word being brought out. But that doesn't give you a reason to be afraid, man. Okay. It says, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me, which is the scriptures. It says, thou prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and thou anointed my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Okay, so that's the point, man. You go out there, you are anointed in the spirit. When I remember, I try to anoint myself before I go out there and speaking. Now, do I do it every week? No, I should. Now, when I was coming up, I used to say the prayer and anoint myself every week before going out there. But now I just like, look, man, I'm in the spirit. I know the Lord got me. Though the physical anointing does not hurt, we should all do it. You know what I'm saying? We should really anoint ourselves every single day. And honestly speaking, after I do my shows, I'm going to anoint myself and pray. You know, like I say, my morning prayers. And then I'm going to anoint myself because I got to go out and go to work meetings, and I got to do some dealings and, you know, go do some deals in the world, you know, with work and all this other shit. So it's wise to really anoint yourself in this thing, because we are in the midst of danger. I'm not going to lie and say that we're not. We are. I'm talking about we am. Psalms 56:3, it says, what time I am afraid, I will trust thee. In Yahweh, I will praise his word. In Yahweh, I have put my trust, and I will not fear what flesh can do unto me, man. Okay? So you can't be afraid of that. Sure, men have the ability to bring harm into us, but overall, we're not going to fear that shit, man. Okay? We're going to stand in spirit, and we're going to continue to praise Yahawashi, Yahawashi, no matter what happens. All right? So anyway, with that, I'm going to close out, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahawashi, Yahawashi. And with that, shalom and above. Shalom.